22%. And then we have Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. He says he will have a bill ready for a vote next week which would make any deal with Iran subject to congressional approval. There'll be a vote. All rise. Judge Andrew Napolitano is here. Surely you don't have any problem with Congress taking a look at any deal we make with the crazy mullahs and their bomb.
Well, the issue is not do I have a problem. The issue is does the Constitution have a problem? And to answer your question precisely, no, I don't have a problem with Congress taking a look at the deal.
All right,
but Congress
on
cannot interfere with the deal because the Supreme Court has ruled probably a dozen or so times that with respect to foreign affairs, the president is the sole creator of foreign power, with the exception of declaring war and spending money.
However, if the president was going to sign a treaty with the Iranians, then it's got to have, what, a two-thirds majority in the Senate?
Two-thirds of the Senate.
Yeah, but it's not a treaty.
Correct. The president can sign. I know this is not going to rest well with you, and it doesn't rest well with me, because obviously I don't trust this president's judgment for a variety of reasons that are usually obvious every day. The president can sign any executive agreement he wants with his equivalent in another country, and that remains in place until it is rescinded by him or a subsequent president.
Okay.
So if John Kerry negotiates an agreement that Mitch McConnell and the Republicans condemn, and the president accepts, they reduce the agreement to writing, it's signed by President Obama or John Kerry, and whoever the head of state or the foreign minister is in Iran. It governs the relationship of the two countries. And as long as it does not require expenditure of money that's not already budgeted, the Congress cannot interfere with it.
So Congress can't vote it up or down?
Correct. I'll give you an example. I'll give you a little bit more basic example. When the president decided to reestablish relations with Cuba, he does that on his own. Now, if he wants to build a huge embassy there and it costs money, he needs the money from the Congress.
What about sanctions on Iran? Surely that requires some kind of congressional approval.
The Congress has already given the president vast leeway, not this president, but his predecessors, to impose a level of sanctions on his own. In order to take that back, it would have to be legislation, which he would veto, and they'd have to override the veto.
Can he lift the sanctions that are currently in place?
Yes.
Because I've got to deal with the Iranians.
Yes,
I'm going to lift those sanctions.
He can lift those sanctions because the statutes authorize him to do. Now, in fairness, these statutes were not written under the presidency of Barack Obama. They are a series of statutes. They actually go back to the Reagan era. But each year, Congress has modified the statutes, and each time they do it, they give more and more authority and discretion to the president. Okay. And you thought you left a monarch.
Yeah, I did. I really did.
But you didn't think you were coming to another one.
So let me sum this up. It is possible for our president to make an agreement with the Iranian leaders which allows them to get a nuclear bomb in 10 years' time, or whenever. But it allows them.
Yes.
Keep their nuclear... And there's nothing we can do about it.
Well, the Congress could enact legislation withdrawing his authority, but that would require that it override a a presidential veto. Look, when Vladimir Putin
don't you think that something should be changed in this Constitution?
Well, there's something
a life and death issue, and we have no voice.
I know, but there's something to be said for the wisdom of the framers, that the country should speak with one voice with respect to foreign affairs. When Vladimir Putin got too militarily aggressive for our taste, and the president issued sanctions against the Russian bankers on his own, he can lift them on his own. So the sanctions that he imposed on the Iranian mullahs, he can lift from the Iranian mullahs.
Constitutional reform. Will you join me? No, probably not.
Well, you don't even believe in a written constitution.
Oh, I certainly do. Of course I do.
Philippines left us.
Can I get to Hillary for a second?
Oh, yes, you can get to Hillary, and I'll be there with you.
She appeared for Emily's List. She made a speech. She avoided the question about her emails, but she did manage to say this.
I suppose it's only fair to say, don't you someday want to see a woman president of the United States of America?
Mary Kissel?
I love Hillary.
Well,
yeah, sure, I'd love to see a woman president, but I want to see a competent female president. And there are big questions about Hillary's competence, Stuart. I mean, look at how she ran the 2008 campaign. Look at her record as Secretary of State. Look at what she's done at the Clinton Foundation, where the Clinton Foundation took money from foreign governments while she was Secretary of State. And now look at what she's done with her email. And you know, all credit to the House committee that uncovered this.
I'm with you 100%, but I have to tell you, there are many women that I know, some of them very close to me, who say, I'll vote for Hillary.
No,
because she's a woman.
That's their choice. And you know what? Personally, I hope the Democrats put Hillary up because I think she's a lousy politician. I think she has a very questionable record. And I think her ethics are questionable. Again, just go back to the 1990s. It's a roll call list of the Clintons of sleaze. So you know what? Put her up, Democrats. I think that would be great for the Republicans.
The judge is still with us. He's over his imitation of Queen Elizabeth. He's got 20 seconds to opine on the email.
I fully agree with Mary, and the issue is one of ethics and fidelity to the law. The Clintons have always believed that they're above the law. If she had classified material on her own Clinton.com account, then she did the same thing for which General Petraeus was charged and is about to plead guilty. The misappropriation, the misuse, and the failure to secure classified documents.
It reminds me of that Katy Perry song, not to quote her directly, but it's like, this is how we do. The American people are getting reminded of what the Clintons are all about.
Do your female friends think that Hillary is above the law?
Oh, you think I'm going to ask him directly? Are you nuts? We're wrapping it up. We're definitely wrapping this thing up. Thank you, Judge.